Namaste. I'd like to invite you to a 4-part Bhagavad Gita classes in September. In the calendar here in Australia, September, it marks the beginning of spring. And spring is always felt to be like a rejuvenating season after the winter. Even worldwide, people always feel this attitude towards spring, especially in countries where the winters were really cold. And so you've got all the trees waking up, the plants waking up, the cows come out of the barns. It's actually quite an exciting time of the year. And even with our diets, you'll find that people sort of naturally, they start going from those warm, nourishing soups and baked foods, and they'll start in spring going into more salads and fresh fruits. So it is quite a rejuvenating time of the year. So I wanted to take this opportunity of spring here in Brisbane with doing a Bhagavad Gita set of classes. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is Krishna who is the Supreme Person. He's speaking to his dear friend Arjuna, and he's explaining to Arjuna how we can rejuvenate our hearts with all these qualities that we layer, that we come in contact with: anger, pride, envy. How do we sweep them out the door and invite in the qualities of love and happiness? So it's just, if we take the analogy that our hearts, let's compare them to like being the home that we live in. So all of us know automatically, or let's say most of us automatically know, that if you go out and say you go walking in the neighbourhood and maybe you accidentally stand in some dog stool, we all know how that's a very unpleasant situation. The aroma is not that attractive. So when you go to come back into your house, somebody will say to you, no, leave those shoes outside. Don't bring that into the house. But it's like our hearts, we've allowed a lot of these qualities, such as anger and pride and envy, we've allowed them into our hearts, into our homes. We've stood on the dog stool, the cat stool, the pig stool and whatever, and we've just walked them straight into our hearts. So this Bhagavad Gita is this wonderful conversation where Krishna is explaining about all these qualities and how we can throw them out the window. We can open our hearts up to the fragrance of spring, the fragrance of love for the Supreme Lord. And it's like George Harrison, you know that song, My Sweet Lord, Hare Krishna? That's what we want to welcome into our hearts in spring, my sweet Lord. So come along and hear Krishna speaking the Bhagavad Gita and rejuvenate your heart. Thank you very much.